Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with Ellie, little Miss Ellie, my Yorkshire Terrier, and it's so warm and sunny today that she has on her pink Elton John glasses. I'm afraid they might fall off her eyes there. Aren't they kind of cute? I'm going to check here and make sure that we're on live. Hi, sweetie. How are the glasses? Huh? How do you like them? How do you like the glasses? She wears them every so often when it gets warm, when it gets pretty sunny. And let's see. Okay, good. We're on. I had to check that. I'm so glad to see you. I hope you're inside in the air conditioning on this warm day. I know it's warm all over our country and in other countries. Hi, Roz. Good to see. Yes, isn't she looking like a rock star? She's looking quite rock starish, but she's a little she's always so tired. I don't know why. She sleeps, after she's had her food. She has her food late morning and she sleeps, and then she comes alive before dinner, and then she sleeps. She's 9 years old. She's getting a little bit older, aren't you, baby? Yeah, she's getting a little bit older. So I guess as she gets older, she'll probably just sleep more and more. But not if she finds a piece of paper on the floor, though. Some kind of cardstock or something from a card. She will. This morning she was tearing up some leaves that fell from a plant that I have in here. Hi there. Hi there. You're so cute. So she's just a crack up. She does look bored. I don't know. It is what it is, right? But welcome to everyone. I'm so glad you're here. And I hope you've been making cards, staying inside and making cards, because that's what I've been doing. And over the weekend, my friend Robin and I, one of my demonstrators, and a dear friend, we had a Christmas in July retreat for all Saturday afternoon, and it was so much fun. We made lots of Christmas cards. We had lots of fun. We had some candy canes, and well, the glasses fell off. So much for the pink glasses. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. So we're in a Christmas mood now. I'm not quite ready. Beginning August next week, I'm going to start really making holiday cards and fall cards in earnest. But I thought I'd try to hold off until August 1st. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to put her down because I have a lot to tell you today. So news is that Celebration is midway through. It's our biggest sale of the year. We have two of them, one in January and February, and one in July and August. And we're halfway through the July-August one, and it's going great. There are so many great prizes. And mostly what I wanted to tell you about today, I wanted to remind you about our great joining special, this great beautiful planner. And I wanted to show you one little thing. So I'm going to turn you down, then we'll come back up. But I wanted to show you a little something you can do with your planner. Some of you may not have seen the planner on the inside. It is so gorgeous. These are some stickers. But what I wanted to show you, I wanted to turn to the month of August because we're going to be starting a new month. And this is a little paper clip I made using two stickers, one on each side. And I just put that on a long paper clip. You can do that with your own stuff. Hi, Diane and Superstar Ellie. Thank you so much. So you can do that for anything you're using, that you're working with, even if it's not a planner. But I thought I might just show you one quick little thing. And that is that you can actually stamp your planner with anything and all of our beautiful stamp sets. So this is a cute little daisy, or maybe it's a baby sunflower. I don't know. We'll talk about that later. From the stamp set that we're using today, which is that we're going to use on our pretty card today. And for today's card, I have two techniques for you, two coloring techniques. Hello Harvest is what we're going to use today, but we're going to use it in a non-fall way. So this is a little a little mini sunflower, and I've inked it up in pale papaya. And I just wanted to show you that what I do is I take my favorite stamp set that I'm currently working on. I don't know why my throat is dry, at the beginning of a month, and I just stamp it. I did this before I had this planner. I had another planner, and I just stamp whatever I want all over my planner pages, and I think it's super fun. There are daily pages that you can stamp it on. I just thought I'd give you that for an idea, that even if you have a different planner, and you're not going to get this one, but this is a beautiful, beautiful planner, and the pages in between the months are gorgeous. Everything is gorgeous in this planner, and you can stamp it. Hi, Linda. So that is a neat idea. If you want to join Stampin' Up, it's a great time. If you have a long wish list with a brand new mini catalog, all you pay is $99. You get $125 worth of product. It all ships free, which is huge. That's at least 10% that you're saving. And you get this planner and all the insides plus a planner stamp set, and just too much, 3 little notebooks to go in it. It's a beautiful, beautiful offer. And so I just had to show you that, especially because we're about ready to start a new month. So that's the planner. Now, another part of news that I wanted to show you or tell you about, okay, I'm going to be doing YouTube candy. I don't know, I just made that up. But you know how people do blog candy? Well, I have, and let me come back completely here because I don't need to have you down for that. I have obtained an extra mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I have an extra one in addition to my own, and I want to give it away. And I thought, how better to give it away than as an excitement when I get 2,100 YouTube subscribers. So right now I have 1,950. I think if I read it right, it's 1.95K. Isn't that 1,950? I think so. So I thought, okay, I really want to get to 2,100. So I wanted to give you a little challenge. Go to my YouTube channel, Pretty Paper Cards, and subscribe to my channel and get all your friends to subscribe. And then when it gets to when my subscriptions get to 2,100, I meant to wrap this up in pretty gold with a red bow, and I just didn't have time with our retreat over the weekend and everything. I'm going to have a special YouTube where I give this away during the YouTube. We'll do that wheel of people. You know, you can put people on a wheel, and we'll do that. And I'll give away this mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm just showing you that's the mailing label when it came to me. I don't know why I'm showing you that. But this is it's the darling little mini boss. You're subscribed, Linda. Super. Well, find someone else. Get a friend to subscribe, or your family. I mean, I'll take anybody. I just need to boost my subscriptions over there. And so I thought that then all of you can come over. I'll let you know when it's going to be, and we'll give away the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm hoping by next week to have it wrapped, maybe by Friday even, to have it wrapped up in gold with a big red bow for you. But I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would mean so much. Thank you very much. Okay, that's YouTube candy. So today we are going to make a beautiful card from using the Hello Harvest stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and turn you down officially now so that we can really get going here on our project. This is the bundle. It might be a suite, or is it just a bundle? Let me check. No, it's just a bundle. It's called the Hello Harvest Bundle, and it comes with this stamp set and these dies. And I can tell you already, I'm holding myself off from using it with using the pumpkins. This pumpkin is really terrific. Here are 2 little kind of embossed pumpkins, plus this is a die that cuts out the big pumpkin. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. I really like this card right here in the catalog on page 50. And I thought I would use it today, you know, in my effort to not use our sets for the holidays yet, for the fall and Christmas holidays. We are going to make today a birthday card. And here's the birthday card we're going to make, because one of the sentiments in here is wishing you the loveliest day. And I think that's a great birthday sentiment. And so we're going to make it light and summery. We're going to make a summer birthday card today using this bundle. And I'm going to show you a couple of techniques that I want to show you. I've had in my mind to show you. I'm not sure if you're aware, but July has been watercolor month. I think it was even, I could be wrong, but I was thinking it was World Watercolor Month. Am I right on that? Oh, you're going to use your set with the gnomes, Roz. Good idea. Be sure we see that. Okay, you can post it right here and let us see it. So this is the card we're going to make today, this birthday card, and we're going to watercolor here. We're going to do some watercoloring and stamping, and then we're going to we're going to color our ribbon with Stampin' Blends. So let's get started. I'm going to try to get a little bit more light down there, and we will just go ahead and get started with our card base. That's the first thing that's the first thing we always do is the card base. And we have the standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and get our bone folder and do some burnishing of our score line. And now we're ready to make our card. Okay, the first layer we're going to put on is a layer of pale papaya cardstock. This is one of my favorite cardstocks. It really is. I just love this color. I see that I have a few shadows. Let me see if I can get the shadows off. Okay, so we're going to lay this down, and then we're going to do a little bit of watercoloring. This is our multi-purpose glue, and we're going to I just wanted to show you several different techniques today. You know, we almost always make a card and not a 3D item, so different techniques are fun, and that's what steps up your cards. Okay, now I have a piece of Fluid 100 watercolor paper. We have several different papers at Stampin' Up that you can watercolor on. One is shimmery white. Thank you, Tina. Good to see you today. One type of paper you can watercolor on from Stampin' Up is shimmery white. But if you're going to do some significant watercoloring, I recommend the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put out, because I don't want anything to happen to my background there. I just recently got a new background. And so I'm going to put down, this is one of our little rubber mats, and I'm going to put my Fluid 100 watercolor paper right there. Now this piece is cut at 5 by 3 and 3/4. And let me grab my brush. I just have to reach over you. Our water painters come in packages of 3. Large, medium, and small, so you have all 3 sizes, and this is one that you would use for your watercolor wash because it's really wide, and we're going to wash our watercolor, our color, across like that. In fact, I think I'll even turn it a little bit to the side. And we're going to use Daffodil Delight because we're making a summer card. And I think you've seen me do this before. There's one way that you can get the ink onto, so that you can work with it, and that's to put it on a clear block. But if I can, I like to just push in at the back of my stamp pad and then open it up, and there it has deposited some color right up there. And that's what I'm going to use. I use this as a palette. And there's water up here in the water painter. And I just push on it, and I don't know if you can see that real clear. It deposits water. It's going to put water down in there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of color, not a lot, more water, more color. And then I'm going to start just brushing it across from side to side. And you can do it over and over again. You can you know, get more color, whatever you like. And now we're beginning to deposit some watercolor. So we're making what's called a watercolor wash background. And really it's easy, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You just move it from side to side. Let me pull that up a little bit. Move it from side to side, and if there's more color in one area, not a problem. It's not a problem at all, because that's how it's supposed to look. That's what makes it pretty, is when it's just arbitrary. And there's our watercolor wash. That's it. That's all it takes. Was that easy or what? And what I do is I just take, this is a paper towel, and I'm squeezing a little more water onto the paper towel to get my brush a little bit clean. And then I have to find my lid to my brush here. I'm going to close up my pad. You don't need to even, you can clean that out from the inside of your stamp case, but I really don't do that. You don't even need to. Here's my lid. So I just pop on my lid, and I store these standing up like this, like a pen, standing up. So there's our watercolor wash, and now we're just going to set that aside to dry. And I can pick all this up. In fact, you know what I might do, because I do this other times, so I'm just going to show you everything. I'm going to hit it a little bit with my heat gun. And I'm going to, my heat gun has 0, 1, and 2 as far as temperature, or is it speed? No, it's speed. Okay, I'll go with the high speed. And I'm just going to hit that with the heat gun a little bit on the back and on the front. And it'll curl toward the heat, if you can hear me. There, so it's curled toward the heat. And we're just going to still set that aside, and we're going to do some other stamping. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to stamp the beautiful floral image. Now on my sample, I used tuxedo black ink, and then I colored it in with Stampin' Blends. But what I'm going to do this time, I thought, just for something different to try with you guys, we're going to try some Sahara sand to get the outline of the stamp in there. And this is just a scrap, because I'm going to fussy cut this. It does have a die, but I feel like I can get closer in and get a better cut with my paper snips. So that is just going to be our outline right there. And that's all that we're going to do with the Sahara sand ink. And now we're going to pull in some Stampin' Blends, and I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, the light one. I'm going to use one of our beautiful new colors, Parakeet Party Light, for leaves. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Pale Papaya, both light and dark, for the flowers. So I'm going to start with the leaves. And let me get my glasses on to see, so I can really see the leaves. And there are very few leaves in here. I mean, this is like a 2-minute coloring job, because there isn't all that much coloring to do for this floral image. Now this can also be a beautiful fall. It's really meant to be a beautiful fall bouquet that, you know, as you would have flowers, say, in a cornucopia, or a beautiful bouquet on your table for Thanksgiving, something like that. But we are just changing things up and making a summer card, because it's too hot right now to make anything more than that, in my opinion. So that's it for leaves, just like that. And I think that's all of our leaves. Now we're going to go back in and let's do our flowers. We're going to use the Pale Papaya Dark for that. And really just quick. You don't have to be super neat or anything, because it is also supposed to, because it's a watercolor card, kind of a watercolor look card, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's supposed to have kind of a watercolor look to it, like that. Just for the, oh, I see some leaves I missed. We'll have to go back and get those. That's what happens if you're kind of zipping along. So let's go back and grab those leaves while we can. I see them right over here. And there's another one I missed. I think that's it. Then I'm going to go in with the light pale papaya, and I'm going to do these little flowers. They actually kind of look like dandelions, but I thought I'd give some of these a little bit of color also. And then there are little sunflowers that haven't opened. And now we're going to color the inside with our light Daffodil Delight. And that's really it. Isn't that quick? Super quick coloring with our blends. Not a hard job at all. And then I'm just going to really quick snip this because I think I can get in a little bit closer. The dies come right with it and no problem to use the die, but I wanted, because I'm using this as a birthday card and I'm having this little bouquet come up right around the birthday banner, I wanted to try to get it a little bit closer, the cutting a little bit closer. And I remember from a couple times ago I was fussy cutting, and I asked you gals, and there are a lot of you that like to fussy cut. I know you don't mind, and it is relaxing. Now I can't get too relaxed or I won't finish our I won't finish our live, because I can just sit here and do this and watch the news or watch a movie. It really is just so relaxing. But I'm able to get in a little bit closer like this. Okay. And then it's good to cut off those larger pieces. Then you can get up a little bit closer to your object that you're cutting. Let me see who's leaving me a comment. I hope you like this card, and let me know what you're doing this summer. What are you doing? Has everybody been on a vacation? We're not really taking a vacation because we took a little break and went over to the Hotel del Coronado here in San Diego, and we spent a little time over there, and so that was kind of in place of a summer vacation. What about you guys? Tell me what you're doing for your summer vacation. I don't know if there's really anywhere to go that's cool unless you go directly right down to the beach, and even there it's been pretty warm. But San Diego, usually the beaches are in the 70s, rarely in the 80s, but that's about the most, which isn't bad. It's much cooler over at the beach with the ocean breezes. Okay, so we've got that all cut. And now what we're going to do, let's get our water washed background back. We've got our bouquet, so those are 3 of our items. And now we're going to use a piece of basic white cardstock. We're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment again in pale papaya. Just like that. I really love this for a birthday sentiment. Wishing you the loveliest day. I think it's great. And we're going to cut this out. And this is really a great die that comes with the die set. You camped in the Outer Banks, Linda, last month. How nice. Was that cool? I have never been to the Outer Banks, but I've heard about it. And I'm wondering, is it cooler just like it's cooler here down at the ocean? Okay, so now can you see? Let me get this up where you can see it. Using my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you guys be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can give a new one of these away over there. Okay, let's cut this out. I'm going to have to turn it to get a good angle for my arm. There we go. And I'm going to do a video coming up. I've been doing these basics videos. I don't know if you've seen them over on my YouTube channel about basics of card making, and I'm going to do one on the mini machine to kind of go with the mini. Let's see, our second time camping there, it wasn't too hot. Good. Roz, you've been hanging out in the pool mostly. The sand at the beach is too hot. Yeah. Oh, the little ones come over. How fun. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. The pool, the beach, whatever. Okay, so now we've got all the parts of our card except our ribbon. And I'm going to show you now how to color some ribbon. Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever colored ribbon? Do I have some ribbon? Yes, I do have some ribbon. Okay, great. I was afraid for a minute I didn't pull it out. So we're going to color the ribbon also in pale papaya. So what you do is you open your stamp pad, and the best ribbon to color, you can color others, but this is the white crinkled seam binding ribbon. It's very light, very what you might call see-through, and I'm going to just cut off a little portion that's too wrinkly there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to run this across the ink pad. And oh no, I'm not doing it this way. Forgot that. That is one way to do it. I changed my mind and I decided to do it another way. Silly me. There are two ways. That's one way to do it. It's a little bit messier. I decided to do it the neater way. This is the way that gets less messy. And that is to color it with a Stampin' Blend. It's quicker, and I don't know, maybe it's not quicker, but it's less messy. And I'm always for the less messy. As soon as I looked at it and I thought, that looks messy, I changed. You've colored ribbon with blends and with inkers with a little water. Good idea, Linda. What I like about this is that it is quick and easy. And especially with this particular ribbon, it goes through to both sides. So you just color one side with the brush end of the Stampin' Blend marker. And look at how great that is. Then I just move it down a little bit and color some more. What I particularly love about coloring my ribbon is that if I don't have a ribbon in the coordinating color, and you know how Stampin' Up! Is all about color coordination, and we do have a lot of ribbons in the coordinating colors, but we can't always buy everything. And so if I don't have a color coordinated ribbon, this works so well. And because it's an alcohol marker, it dries right away. So I think that's about enough ribbon right there. And we'll just trim that off. And then we have a ribbon that is coordinated with our, look at that, with our project. I just love it. Isn't that fabulous? And it's going to look great. So one thing I do, let's put the card together now. And oh, I forgot. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp. You just have to watch me because you just never know about me. I forget things sometimes. I forgot that we're going to stamp on our watercolored piece. And so what I need to do is I need to wash off and clean my stamp, my floral stamp. And so the way to clean the stamp, there are several ways, but I just had all these things I wanted to show you today. This is our stamp cleaning case, and it comes with two pads inside. One is for the washing of the stamp or the cleaning. The other one I keep for the drying of the stamp after it's been cleaned. And how do I know which is which? Well, it's a little bit hard to see, but in the corner of each side of the stamp case, let me get that up there. I don't know if you can see it. Well, I don't think I can get enough. Maybe you can see it. The pad has a little angle there, and inside there, let me see if I can turn it this way. Inside there, I don't think you can see it, are some little raindrops. And so that is the side I know I put the spray on. And on the other side, right in here, there, maybe you can see that, is a little sun. And that means that's the drying side. So I'm going to put my spray on the side with the raindrops. I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp and just run it all around like that. And that gets in all the crevices. And this is one thing I really like about this way of cleaning as opposed to using wipes. A lot of girls use wipes, but wipes leave little bits of the watery stuff from the wipe down in there, and I don't like that. And then you go over here and dry, and that gets all the moisture out. And so now our stamp is completely cleaned. Isn't that fabulous? So we're going to add to our, let me see, where is my little paper here. Now we're going to go ahead and stamp on our watercolor washed piece. We're going to stamp in Pale Papaya. Okay, here we go. I totally forgot I was going to do that. And I'm going to turn the stamp around so that I can get it as much of it on here as I can. And now I see that I stamped too hard and I got some ink on the edges. So I'm going to get that off just with a tissue. You could use a wet one or a wipe for that also. And then look at how pretty this looks when you start stamping. I'll get the ink off. I'll press a little more gently. Look how pretty that looks when you start adding this on top of your watercolor wash. I really like it. Just like that. Maybe I'll put a little tiny bit in there. Isn't that pretty? I really, really like the way that looks as a base for the card. Okay, now we're cooking. Now I forgot that I was going to do that. All right, now we can put our watercolor washed and stamped piece on as our background for our card, for everything else. And with these, you can use multi-purpose glue, but I wanted to let you know that what I prefer, because this does continue to curl just a little bit as it maybe dries overnight, the strongest adhesive, aside from tear and tape, that we have is Stampin' Seal Plus. And I like to use that on the back of my watercolored pieces. When I do a heavy watercolor like the watercolor wash that gets quite a bit of water onto the piece of paper. And so I'm going to put kind of quite a bit of this Stampin' Seal Plus on there, and that is going to really keep it down and really adhere it to the back piece. Okay, I'm just going to have to do that. It got crooked. I don't like. Let me see if I can pull it off. Let me try. Ah, it worked. Okay. That's what I like about my multi-purpose glue, is that I can move it about. Okay, now we've got it. Now we've got it. And as that dries down, it will adhere more strongly. So that is Stampin' Seal Plus. Now we're ready to go. Okay, we're going to take our pretty ribbon that we've colored, and we're going to tie a big bow like this, just one quick bow. The ribbon is a little bit firm now. It's, you know, because it's been wet and everything, so it's easy to tie. I'm going to pull that a little bit tight like this. Let's see. Let me see if I can get that little guy back a little. Pull that loop just a little shorter. Okay. Pull this one just a little shorter, because I'm going to hide this loop down under the loops, down under the sentiment. I think it just wants to be where it is. So we're going to put our loops like that, and then on top of the loops we're going to put our sentiment and our beautiful flowers, and I'm going to tuck them together just like that. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to use a little of my multi-purpose glue to adhere them together. I want them to look like they belong together. So there's a little glue there. I'm going to tuck that up in there, okay? And just adhere that. And then I can see that I have some area that I can put a little glue in here to adhere that little corner. And that way these, oh goodness sakes. We'll get it back. Okay, that way these two pieces will stick together just like that. And that's what we want. We want them to kind of nestle in one next to another, just like that. Okay, I got a little glue on my finger. And now we're going to just put our sentiment right over those pretty loops and our ribbon. So let's see, we want to get this positioned correctly. In fact, maybe I want to turn it upside down and get the kind of bigger loop on the other side, just like that. And what I think I'll do here is I'm going to use a few little mini glue dots to stick that down, to stick our bow down on there. So let's get those mini, you know, when you're making a card, the best thing to do is to have the right adhesive for the job. Seriously. When you I think that's true with almost anything. When you have the right tools for the job, then it makes a better, there's a better outcome. So there's our bow, and now we're ready to put our sentiment and our flowers right above that. Let's trim well, I'll leave the tails until the end. So we're going to use a Stampin' Dimensionals to raise this entire thing up over our bow. And because it's glued together, I really like gluing it together because then I can use it all as one piece, and I know everything is going to be right where I want it to be. So I'm just taking those little pieces off the dimensionals, and then we will set this beautiful birthday sentiment, and really we can just balance it right in the center of the card, just like that. And then we're ready to trim our little tails off and put some bling on our card. Where's my bling? We are going to use here fine sparkle adhesive back gems, and there are some that are the exact color we want, which is pale papaya. And this is why our cards come out so beautifully, because Stampin' Up! Has everything in coordinating colors and in the same colors for us. So I'm just going to sprinkle a few of these around. You can use the large ones or the small ones. I kind of like the large ones. I'll put one right down here. And look at how cute our card came out. Isn't that just adorable? I think it's a great summer card. And we can also stamp our envelope with a few of those little tiny sunflowers that we had, that we used before. We're going to put a couple of these right down here. Look at that cute little sunflower on our envelope. And maybe a few on the inside of our card, because we don't like naked cards. And there we go. Hi, Pam. Yes, they're beautiful gems. They really are. These fine sparkle adhesive back gems. They really are beautiful. And they're in all the colors that we use. They're not in Christmas colors, but that's our card for today. And that's made from a beautiful fall stamp set, which we're going to be using a lot more. And we're going to be using it for pumpkins and all kinds of stuff, but you can use these stamp sets. They're multi-use. You know, if you can use that stamp set for Thanksgiving, fall, birthdays, you've got it made. Birthdays happen all year long, and so you could color these any color that you like. Thank you, Colleen. Well, I think it's about time for us to give away some prizes, don't you? Okay, let's come back here, and I'll put my lights up just a little bit more. And we need to give away some prizes. So last week was the week that I had so much trouble with my transmission, and I think we got it figured out. My husband checked all into it, and it was Cox. Thank you, Diane Emerson. We think it was the Cox. Everything was bad. You know, it was just a bad transmission that day. But I had him recheck it today before I went on, and if it was bad, we were going to do a reboot and all that stuff. So I'm glad things are going well today. I'm so happy. So anyway, the The replays, though, on YouTube and on Facebook, you all told me came out great. So the prize from last week, I never even got to show you the prize, but I want to award one anyway. And the prize that I'm going to give away from last week, these are very light red and green and gold adhesive backed pearls. I'm going to try to get those up closer. And so for those of you that did say that you wanted a prize, you put prize from last week, this is going to be awarded to Colleen Ludicky. And Colleen, congratulations. I'm trying to get this a little bit so that you can see it better. Congratulations. This is going to be your prize. And I have your address, so I'm going to get this in the mail to you. Congratulations, Colleen. And thanks. I think you might have watched the replay. Thank you so much for always popping in. I really appreciate it. And the prize for next week, Linda, I see you writing there that you want to be you want me to consider you for the prize for next week. This is a really great one. These are Orchid Oasis Stampin' Blends. You could color ribbons with these in addition to coloring. And so put the word prize both on YouTube, my wonderful YouTube people, and on Facebook. Put the word prize anytime up until next Wednesday, which is going to be, if you can believe it, August 3rd. I can't believe it. Put the word prize, and I don't even look until about an hour before I go on live on August 3rd. So put the word prize, and then I use the random number generator to choose a prize, to choose a winner for this prize. So this will be the prize for next week. Thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and when I get to 2100, I will give away that wonderful mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over on YouTube. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.